This is a 1987 memorex DBS C60 tape from 1987. It's a really good tape, well made. I got this from cassettecomeback.com, and I highly recommend you go and view his YouTube channel where he reviews tapes and how good quality they are. And trust me, in my personal opinion, this tape is the best quality sounding tape. Better than the Sky. This is Sky 2002 Ferric. Utter rubbish. Didn't sound very good compared to this 87 memorex DBS 60, so it's 30 each side, which equals an hour. So you put it in. I'm going to play you track 13 on the annual 2016 CD1, which is Tough Love by Guinea Wine versus Tough Love. So start recording. This song has got really good bass. I'm using my Sanyo tape deck, so wait till it counts on a bit, press play, and a Pioneer CD deck. And it's a really good tape because it will peak. Good deep bass. I'm using a Sanyo 4-speaker system. Probably see. Source. Then back to the tape. The tape looks very dark brown, so I will show you once I've stopped recording. And it looks a really good ferric. No obvious sounds of distort or warble, which is round flutter, compared to the Sky. Let's see if I can crank up the record level. No sounds of distortion, which is good. Really good. It's peaking up till about +6 and sometimes +9, but mostly stable on +6, and no obvious sounds of distortion, which is excellent. Now compare it to the source. Back to the tape, source, tape. Alright, I'm happy with that, so I'm gonna pause, rewind back to the beginning, and play you back the tape on how well it sounds. Okay, so at the end. Loudness and high filters on, and the equalizers on full. This tape does not need any noise reduction, which is excellent. The hiss sounds amazing. Barely any dropouts. The bass is excellent. a dropout on the left channel, but soon peaks, so there's barely any noticeable dropouts, and the bass is excellent, no sounds of distortion as yet, which is good, and this is what you want for a ferret, because ferrets are prone to distortion if they are too high, if the record level's too high. I'm using a Sanyo RD3500A. Barely any hiss or background noise, which you usually get with ferret. You're bound to get background noise with ferret, so don't take this as a plus point, because with ferret you do get some background noise. No distortion. I'm using my iPhone 8 to record this. Okay, I'm going to rewind the tape and show you the colour of the tape compared to the 2002 Sky Ferret. Okay, just bear with me. This is the ferret. It's a lovely dark chocolatey brown, so it might have been cobalt doped, so that's why I may have been able to record it quite hot without distortion. This is a really good quality tape. Comes to show things made in the 80s were made to last. Trust me, this is good quality. Let's show you the colour of this ferret, and this tape feels a lot cheaper. I've used one Sky ferret before in my life as a youth, before I knew anything about how good quality tapes were, and you can see it's slightly lighter. Just let me put the lamp on a minute. I think it might be slightly lighter or darker, but trust me, it sounds rubbish. I got this also on cassette comeback, and I wouldn't recommend it. I've just used this in this, recorded it. It is used. When I got it new, it sounded a bit rubbish. I will give you a demo of how rubbish it sounds compared to the memorex. All the levels were fine. Sounds like it's starting to wear out.
Walking down the street and I knew the freak, yeah. This is how I roll. Animal print pants out control. It's Red Bull with the big ass bra. And like Bruce Lee, I got the clout, yeah.
Not as bassy as the memorex. And this song has got really good bass. Deep bass, as you can hear, but the tape can't pick it up as well as the memorex DBS.
sexy and I know it.
It's got alright bass, but as you could hear, it wasn't as good as the memorex on this deck. This is a high-end stroke mid-range deck from back in the day. The equalizer's up. This is enough. Come on. Rewind. Okay, the hubs either look generic or TDK. I'm not sure what hubs they are until I do a bit of googling round to recognise the hubs. I'm only new to this, so I'm going to make a few mistakes. I will upload this to my new channel. I got this thinking it would be as good, but trust me, it is not. It's a C90, as you can tell by how much the tape goes compared to the 60. Alright? Lovely red on the memorex 60. Lovely colours. Your paper label, which people may class as a so-called type 0, but this deserves the type 1 label. The case is well made. The audio is impeccable. It doesn't wear out after few plays compared to the cheaper tapes you get. That's the level, so you know if it's peaking or if you need either Dolby or whatever. But on the memorex, you could hear there was barely any hiss on the music and background noise, which on a ferric you usually get lots of either background noise and hiss. But on a good decent tape, you don't get any hiss. But you would need to expect a decent amount of background noise on a type 1 than you would need on a type 2 or 4. This can only go up to type 2 and 4, not the uncommon type 3 ferrochrome, which is basically a chrome and ferric tape mixed together to create the base of a ferric and the hi-hats of the chrome. But it was short-lived. But you can get ferrics what sounds just as good as chrome, and you can get chrome what sounds just as good as ferrics with the bass and hi-hats, alright? But for the type of music, here's a short information guide. If your music has heavy bass, deep heavy bass, you will be better off using a ferric. If your song has loads of hi-hats, you're either good at either a super ferric, some super ferrics, or a type 2 chrome, because super ferric is a lot better quality than a normal ferric. A normal ferric is just cheaper, but it's cheap, but better quality, versus a normal ferric like this. This is a normal ferric, and you can hear how rubbish it sounds. This is a super ferric. I would highly recommend the 1997 Bush Super Ferric because it sounds so good. This, to my ears, sounds like a decent quality cassette, and would I get it again? Yes. This is a full deck, full hi-fi with a record player, but except for the non-original Pioneer CD player. Alright, as you can hear, there was barely any difference from the source to the tape. The tape sounded quieter than the source, but that's to be expected. The level could have at about level 4 on record, whilst this I don't think wouldn't stand a chance. 2002, made cheap. You can hear you can hear the cheapness, you can feel the cheapness, and you can hear the cheapness. This was around when I was a kid, when I was about 2 years old. Most people are like, just get me tape, whatever tape, if I can just hear the music, great. Some people don't care about the quality. If you record them on a tape like this, a rubbish tape like this on a decent deck, as long as they can hear the music and work out what it is, they're more than happy. But in my personal opinion, I would go with either the 87 memorex or the 97 Bush, but I'm yet to try other cassettes from Cassette Comeback. I've ordered a C120 Maxell Pro Communicator Pro series and Shoshimag tapes, followed from Tony's videos on Cassette Comeback. That's a random serial number, don't know what that's entitled. But the quality will be reduced if you've broke up the tabs, then you've covered them over, because if you don't cover them over, there's a special detection circuit in the cassette that doesn't let you record. Okay? On this tape deck, if you play a tape, you can't mistakenly eject it. You have to rewind, press and hold rewind till it ends, and until you hear the click, then you can release. Or otherwise, if it gets to the end and you release rewind immediately, it will start playing the tape back again. It's a really good hi-fi system. Cost me 25 quid from a friend of mine, family member of mine. Bargain, because it fully works. Your good graphic equalizer, your tuner. But I haven't got the tuner wired up into a plug because it was all wired into 2 units, was wired into 1 plug. So what I'm doing is making sure it's on separate plugs so it's more safer. But I will work out the amperage fuses I need. So far these have got 13 amps, which I know that's 12 amps, so I'm fine with 13. And I'm not sure how many amps that is, nor all that until I look at the back and work out. I know that's 5.5 watts the record player, so I would either need a 10 amp or a 7 amp fuse. I will be more safer with a 7 amp because with these devices they don't pull enough current, they don't pull 13 amps, 5 amps or 10 amps. The fuse is there in case it pulls over that allowed current if something goes wrong. Usually you barely won't get even 10 amps or 12 amps what it says on the back. It will pull less, but if it pulls more, to protect the cable from overheating and damage, the MCB in the plug will blow, then you would have to replace the fuse. Plugs have MCBs built in, but you replace the fuse if it blows, like on your consumer units or fuse wire, but they take cartridge fuses up to 13 amps, and like all MCBs, they would cut if it detected a short circuit or an overload from this. If this pulled too much current, which is classed as an overload. And plus I'm using a 10 amp extension lead, and if it pulled more than 10 amp, the extension lead will blow the fuse and potentially trip the RCD in the main fuse board downstairs in the garage. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I've created a new channel to check out. I've got a band that I've had for a few years but not released any music yet. So I'm going to also create a web store making my own music to potentially sell. I may make my own web store, I may not. To potentially sell my music, or just to sell nice new old stock tapes or new tapes, not sure yet. Or I'm probably more than happy buying a tape, doing a review on my nice high-end or mid-range Sanyo tape deck. I'm yet to try out the phono, which I do have good records with heavy bass, so I can tell if it's a ceramic or a magnetic, because ceramic doesn't like records with heavy bass, otherwise it would skip along the record, which can damage records. Then if it's a magnetic, it should work absolutely fine. Anyway, I will end the video. I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. Please rate, comment and subscribe, and if you're new, subscribe, and hope you have enjoyed my first video.